Paul Ingram here with College Center. What's happening, everybody? Hope everyone is having a great week and getting some good Kali training in. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about some of the different or more common knife grips. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, smash that thumbs up button if you like training the knife, if you think knife skills are important to have. Also leave me a cool comment below. I always love reading your guys' cool comments, and I usually try to get back to everybody, within that first 24, 48 hours if I possibly can. So let's go ahead and grab a training knife and let's get training. First, probably one of the most common grips you're going to see in knife work across the board is our forward grip, and it's our hammer grip in our forward grip. The hammer grip and the forward grip is where forward grip is the blade is obviously moving forward, and in the hammer grip, the thumb wraps around the blade. So you see this a lot, especially with some of the thrusts and all this stuff. This is one particular method of gripping. Now you're gonna see this very common across the board in most martial arts. They're gonna slash with it, and they're gonna thrust with it, and that's really what the knife is really all about. Now here in Kali, here at Kali Center and a lot of other styles and systems that I've trained in over the years, we actually like to utilize more of a saber type of grip instead of this hammer grip. And the reason for it is, well, there's a lot of reasons for it. So you're gonna notice a difference right away, that if I'm gripping in this hammer grip, you're gonna notice the tension that is right here in my forearm right there. You could see that. I'll get a little closer if you can't see it. But when I go into the saber grip, you're gonna see how automatically that starts to relax a lot more. Hammer grip, saber grip. And you can see how it relaxes a lot more. What does that mean? When we are gripping our muscles and our muscles are contracted, what does that mean overall? Is that gonna give us more endurance, or is it gonna create more fatigue in a shorter amount of time? The more that our body is under tension, time under tension, we're gonna be fatiguing our body. So we're automatically starting to lose endurance. And as the muscles are more engaged, that means we're also losing one of the most important components of any type of fighting, really, but especially when it comes to the blade, which is speed. And because we are gaining fatigue and we're losing speed, we're gonna be gassing out a lot faster. So the saber grip allows a little bit more relaxation in the wrist and in the forearm, which increases endurance right away. And because of the relaxation of the muscles, we get a lot more speed. So in the forward grip, let's talk about some of the basic techniques that we can apply. Obviously, we have our slashes here. We have our fluid slashes that come all the way through the center line. We also have our broken hacks right there as well that hit to the center line and retract. We have our thrust. We have our broken thrusts, just like this, which are more kind of jagged, jabbing type of thrusts. And we have our fluid thrusts that are gonna go all the way through the center line also. We also have that third basic tactic of the jab, which is almost like a quick flick of the blade. And there's a few different types of variations and manipulations for this. We can jab it out with the tip of the blade right there. That's one of the most common ones. We can also kind of roll cut it right there, where we're roll cutting the blade right down onto the target of the opponent right there. And you're gonna see that these techniques can start to transition into one another when you understand the forms and you have the proper knife handling skills. Common grip number 2 is the ice pick grip, or the reverse grip. Now, commonly when I see martial arts working on this particular grip, I see them using this hammer grip, very similar to the forward grip. And this is okay here with the ice pick grip, with the reverse grip, or also known as pickle. And the reason for it is that we are going to naturally start to lose speed. However, in the exchange of losing speed, we are gaining more power, because these motions are more derived from the downward motion, so you got more gravity, more force of gravity on your side, which is going to increase a lot more power. But by the nature of it, you are probably going to be a little bit slower in the reverse grip than you are in the forward grip. So one little thing that I want to make sure to point out, here at Kali, especially here at Kali Center, we do not utilize the hammer grip in the reverse grip. This is okay if you've got a guard on your knife. Maybe you're using like a big hunting type of Bowie knife or something like that. But for the most part, most of us probably are not carrying, that type of, hunting or combat knife that's going to have that type of guard on it. And most of us are going to be walking around with some sort of folding knife, maybe like a Spyderco, Benchmade, Cold Steel, something like that, that does not have a hand guard on it. So it's going to be really important. What we do here with our grip is we take the thumb and we put it on top of the knife, what we call capping the knife. This way, when the knife is capped, when you are applying your tactics and techniques, you go to hit, and for whatever reason, that knife just stops, gets stuck, but the momentum of your hand keeps going. Right, you don't want your hand to slide down and right on that blade and then, cutting up your fingers and all that type of stuff. That's not a good day. And so we cap the knife in the reverse grip. That way, that's going to keep that knife secured in that grip. So if you were to hit something and that knife was to stop, your hand is not going anywhere, regardless if there's a handle, a guard or not. Now you're gonna notice that I have the blade edge facing the knuckles. The blade edge is on the outside. This is a grip that we utilize in Kali, and this is really good for different types of slashings. Obviously, you can still thrust and jab with it and all that stuff. There's another grip that we also use in Kali in the reverse grip, and that is with the blade edge on the inside. Still, thumb caps the knife. Now, the reason why we have it on the inside, this is our primary grip when we are in the reverse grip, at least here at Kali Center and some of the other styles and systems of Filipino martial arts that I've trained in. And the thought behind that is, number one, the primary tactic of the knife is the thrust, not the slash. The slash is very good and it causes a lot of flesh damage, and it can be very, very effective in neutralizing the opponent. But the thrust just neutralizes the opponent much faster. The thrust gets all the way down into the organs, into the blood supply, and it goes all the way down into the bones. And when you start hitting bones, that starts really slowing people down, or if not, stopping people right in their tracks. Right there. So we can still slash with it. It is looked more as a weapon retention type of purpose, where maybe you had a primary weapon or somebody was to grab onto you or something like that, and now you can utilize that blade edge on the inside to get their hands off of you. Or, if you are carrying a firearm or something like that, and someone puts their hand there and you got weapon retention, right? Then you can draw that knife and clear their hands. A lot of different applications for it. But that is one of the thoughts, one of the ideas of the blade edge on the inside. Also, when it comes to fighting multiple opponents, meaning there's, just you by yourself and you've got 3 or 5 or more people that you got to deal with, we want to start looking at utilizing weaponry, because we need to equalize that playing field. And even though this is very good and it's very fast, right, on this forward grip, we're gaining speed, but we don't have as much power. And we really want to utilize that power here of that Pikal grip so we can clear any incoming punches and grabs and, anyone trying to go in for the takedowns, right? Everything is leading with a thrust, from on top, where we have all this power raining down on our opponents. Instead of with the forward grip, we're leading with the hand on the slashes, which somebody can a lot more easily get underneath, into this form, right? We're exposing the form a lot more. We're giving our opponent more of an entry on the way in. And our thrusts are very good, but they're kind of coming up, so they're a little bit below the radar. And sometimes when you start thrusting, especially on that low line, someone may not realize that they're, getting getting opened up, and they may still be able to pick you up and slam you on your head and all those really nasty things that can still happen to you, and then just bleed out in the process. So that's why in the reverse grip, we consider this grip for when you are kind of by yourself, maybe you are dealing with multiple opponents, or it's more like weapon retention or anything like that. So again, punches start coming at you, right? You can clear your face, clear that area, while obviously maneuvering with footwork and all that. And you got the blade edge that is cutting its way down, but it's also cutting into the thrusts. And when you start thrusting those hands and you're thrusting those bones and everything, hands tend to slow down. And again, if somebody's coming in for a takedown, right, they got to get past the thrust. They got to get past the blade, that sharp edge and the tip of that knife. Okay? And it's a little bit more scary. You know, I know it's easy to say like, oh, if someone took a knife out, I'm gonna pick them up and slam them and break their arm and all these things, but it's a whole different world when, you know, you're actually, you know, reality facing the knife, and especially facing somebody that knows what to do with one of these things, and they got the will to use it. All right, so just to recap, 3 basic grips that we utilize here in Kali, especially here at Kali Center. We have the forward grip, which is a little bit more of the saber grip. If I got a student that likes to train in the hammer grip, that's fine. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, oh no, you're doing it wrong. It's your Kali, it's your training. If you wanna do it your way, then do it your way. If you wanna try it how we suggest to do it, then try it out that way. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you don't. And then we also have the reverse grip. We got the blade edge on the outside, which is kind of secondary for the Pakal grip. And then we have the blade edge on the inside, which is the primary for the Pakal grip. Both, either way, whatever you prefer, make sure the thumb caps the knife. So that way when you hit, if the knife stops, your hand stops too and doesn't slide down, and then you're, you know, cutting your thumb off or your fingers halfway off or anything like that. Then you got to pick up your fingers and, you know, whatever. So remember, on that reverse grip, we got the cuts, we got the thrusts, we got the hooks, the traps, the weapon retention, all that stuff. However, again, on the forward grip, the pro is the speed, the con is we're a little bit lacking in power. The reverse grip, the pro is the power, and we're lacking a little bit in the speed. So a little bit of give and take. All right, if you guys want to get more in-depth training with the knife, if you want to start learning the forms for the right knife handling skills, so that way you never risk, you know, hurting yourself, running your own weapon into yourself or anything like that, and then starting to learn how to apply footwork with your tactics. How do you start applying the knife, you know, against, you know, in short range, in corto range, at largo range, long range? How do you bridge the gap? How do you get from corto back out? How do you start engaging multiple opponents? Head over to KaliCenter.com and check out my knife fighting course. I got the link right below in the description, so make sure to check that out. I also have a coupon code for anybody that's interested in grabbing our knife fighting course that is special only to this video. So if you catch this video, I'm gonna go ahead and have that coupon available for 3 days, 72 hours, because 3 is a powerful number in Kali. So if you want to grab that course, check out that link in the description, grab that coupon code, that discount, and get training on your knife tactics and skills. All right, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this type of lesson on the knife. If you want to see more knife stuff, smash that thumbs up button so that way I know we're on the same page. Leave me a cool comment below so that way I can read it, communicate with you guys, and we can continue on our knife conversations down in the comments. All right, I'll catch you guys back here for the next training video. Get outside, let nature be your Kali dojo, and go have fun. And I'll see you soon for some more training very soon.